Welcome to our third video lecture. My name is Dan Butler and I am a professor of political science at Washington University in St. Louis. For this lecture, I'll pick up where I left off last time and talk more about what information is needed for a proposal. In the previous video, we talked about point 1. Today, we'll talk about points 2 and 3. First, I'll talk about the sample. This includes an exact description of who the subjects in the study are, an estimate of the number of subjects in the study, and an estimate of how many of those subjects you can administer the intervention to. Second, I'll talk about the importance of giving a realistic estimate of the size of the intervention's effect on the outcome. Let's begin with the information we need about the sample. We first need to be able to identify what a subject in the sample is. Most frequently, our studies look at the behavior of individuals. For example, the question might be whether a citizen turns out to vote in a local election. Here, the individual is the subject of interest. However, subjects might be households. If we were studying how to reduce electricity usage, then we are almost certainly studying the outcome at the household level. Let's say, however, that you were running a study to get local businesses to recycle more. In that case, the businesses are the subjects. The next step is to know the maximum number of subjects that could be included in the sample. This should only include the subjects that you are willing to deliver the treatment to. The following example can help illustrate why this is important. Let's say that you want to encourage low-income residents to enroll their children in the Head Start program. Further, let's say that you have 5,000 households in your city with children between ages 3 and 5, and that 1,000 of these are also below the poverty line. Because you are interested in encouraging low-income residents to enroll in Head Start, the potential sample size for this study is 1,000, not 5,000. Again, you should only count the number of subjects that you would be willing to deliver the intervention to. We also need to know the maximum number of subjects you might be able to give the intervention to. Let's use the Head Start example. Let's say that you were considering a program that would provide some additional school supplies to people who enroll in the program. If there were only enough funds to give 100 families this subsidy, then the maximum number you could deliver the treatment to would be 100. If instead you were sending out a mailer, how many people would you be willing to send the mailer to? 500? All 1,000 family? These are important questions to answer. We also need your best estimate of the outcome in both the control and treatment groups. Let's say you were looking at household electricity usage. You can get an estimate for the control group by looking at current usage. The average in the US is currently 900 kilowatt hours per month. We then need your estimate of how much the intervention will decrease the usage of people in the treatment group. Will they use 880 kilowatt hours? 850, 800? We ask for this information because we use it to perform a power calculation. We perform a power calculation to determine if we have enough observations for the study to provide a meaningful answer. This is important because there is natural variation in the world. It's possible that we would observe a difference between two groups just by chance. However, the probability that we would get a difference just by chance gets smaller when we have a larger sample. This is the reason that getting the largest sample possible makes for a better experiment. A power calculation helps us determine whether we can expect the experiment to yield a meaningful answer. We do this before we start the project because we do not want to waste your time on a project that is likely to yield indeterminate results. In summary, here is the second set of questions that need to be answered when preparing a project proposal. First, what is the subject in this study? Second, how many subjects could there be in this study? Third, how many subjects could you deliver the intervention to? Finally, list the likely outcomes for the different groups in the study. Providing this information for your own project will help us determine the feasibility of the experiment. In the next video, we will discuss a few last pieces of information that go into a proposal.